Good morning, Southridge Church family. Jeff Martins here, your St. Catharines location pastor. And this morning I'm sharing with you just for a moment on behalf of all of our location pastors from all of our locations. And if you are tuning in, maybe especially on Sunday morning around 10:30 a.m., if you were kind of getting ready for our online service, you might be wondering why it's just me kind of starting to have a moment to share with you. And that's because this weekend across our community, we're doing something a little bit different, a little bit outside of our normal service routines. Rather than having kind of our normal full-on service, we're having what we're calling summer celebrations and community meals, celebrating what God is up to among us and the gift of some socializing and community in this summer season. Starting at 10:30 a.m. in our Welland and here in our St. Catharines location, we are going to start with a bit of a gathering sort of service experience, although it's going to be a little bit shorter and simpler and a little more customized in each location to what we see God up to in each of our locations. And then the main event is going to take place starting around 11:30 a.m. where we're going to move outdoors into kind of the lawn spaces we have and share a meal together, some KFC actually, and some potluck items that people bring along, and have some lawn games and just time to socialize and enjoy the gift of community and being outside in the summer. And in our Vineland location, on Sunday, they're going to be starting gathering in the evening around 5:30 p.m. for our monthly Vineland evening service, where we share a meal and then have a bit of a service starting at 6. And this is our opportunity where our Caribbean worker friends get to come along and share the meal with us, lead us in worship a little bit, and really it's a chance to sort of integrate our communities and integrate our lives in that fashion. So here's the thing. If you were tuning in expecting our online service this morning, if it is actually kind of Sunday morning around 10:30 a.m., if you're interested and if you're able, we'd love to invite you to come and join us in person. You could hop in the car or hop on the bus, and even if you got to our St. Catharines or Welland locations by around 11:30 a.m. or even noon, you could share in the meal, share in some of the fun that will be happening there. Or anyone is invited to our Vineland location this evening, again starting around 5:30, and you'll share a meal and see what God is up to in our Vineland location. All as a chance to sort of build community and relationships this weekend. Or maybe you are on vacation. I hope you're enjoying that, or away this weekend, or maybe you're from out of town. And if that's you, no, we're not going to have a full service here. Use some of these extra minutes for some rest in your own life. Maybe just spend a little bit of time reflecting on what God is up to in your life or the lives of those that you're with, and make a bit of an extra investment in some relationship today or this weekend or this week. Who could you share a coffee with or have over for a meal as we celebrate what God is up to among us? And for us, the spirit of all of this is kind of grounded and anchored in the Apostle Paul's final words to the Philippian church in his letter to the Philippians that we were studying this past year as a church. In his final words that we didn't quite include in our full official study, Paul kind of starts to wrap up his letter by saying, "Greet all God's people in Christ Jesus." Greet all God's people in Christ Jesus. That's kind of the spirit of what we're up to this weekend. And what Paul's doing here is not just simply saying like, I'm finishing my letter, say hi to everyone for me, in the way that we might in a half-hearted way or not really follow through on. He's actually really intentional and deliberate by him wanting to greet all of the people in the community. The literal translation says, greet every saint, like I greet every single one of you. And he's kind of expressing this invitation, if not command, for the community to greet each other. For anybody who hears this or who reads this, to be a person who is greeting every other person, as many as they can, in Christ Jesus. What he means by that is in the love and the affection of Jesus, and by recognizing that he believes and we believe that Jesus is up to something in every person. And so that's why we greet each other. That's why we make connections. That's why we build relationships so that we can encourage and celebrate what God is up to in each other as we greet one another in the spirit of Jesus. That's what we're doing this weekend as a church. If in some way, if this is Sunday morning or Sunday during the day, you can come and participate with us in person. We invite you to do that. If you're unable to, have some extra rest and enjoy summer in your context, and try to greet some others in that love of Jesus and what Jesus is up to among them as we all celebrate the summer season and God's activity in our church. We hope you have a great day, and hopefully either in this format online or next week in one of our locations, we can get back to being together again in 7 days. Take care, everyone.